County RTV! It's the Hispanic community in Texas. They realized that all along they were Republicans and they are going to vote like Republicans in this election.
All throughout the election season, we've been hearing Republicans talk about how they're going to make big gains in South Texas among Hispanics. A lot of it revolves around border regions and Hispanics in those areas sort of being fed up with the number of migrants that are crossing, with the strain that it puts on their counties and on their cities to sort of deal with the migrants coming in. So we set out to go to some border regions and talk to voters there and say, hey, what's on your mind? What are the big issues for you? Eagle Pass is a border town. It's a city of about 30,000 people. It's been greatly impacted in the last couple of years by the migrant crisis. It's also an important region for this story because it's largely Democratic and has been for the last 100 years. But now they have 8 people running for local offices as Republicans, which is a stark contrast to just a few years ago.
There are 3,000 counties in the United States. Our county was the second biggest shift to the right for Republicans in 2020.
There does seem to be a shift happening where people are rethinking sort of their values, how they're politically aligned, and whether the party that they've been voting for is the party that they want to stick with or they want to go a different direction.
The first time we actually had an event was for Senator Flores in 2018. It was maybe like 10 of us. We were all in my living room. We went from that to having close to 400 people show up to go see the governor of the state of Texas, who came down. I saw what resonated with the people.
You all have been victims of this socialistic policy implemented by the Biden administration of open border policies. It's been chaos and catastrophic.
I mean, it's hard to overstate the presence of migrants in Eagle Pass. If you're coming on really any of the state highways that heads into the city, you'll see DPS, you'll see Border Patrol. I mean, there's just no sort of way of getting around it. There is this municipal golf course where there's like concertina wire there so that the migrants can't cross the Rio Grande and immediately be on this public land. People are just sort of going about their day, playing golf, playing a couple holes, and then there's migrants turning themselves into Border Patrol a couple hundred feet away. I mean, migrants have always gone through these areas, but in the larger numbers that they are coming and in the way that they are sort of impacting the area around them, I think it really has shifted some people's way of thinking, and I think that's what led to a lot of Republican gains.
I was appointed county judge and I was sworn in on 2021. I ran on a Democratic ticket. The Biden administration took office the same month I did, and it has affected our community in every way you can imagine. Now, when you're looking at the parties, the core value is totally different, and so switching to becoming a Republican was very, very important, and I was happy to do it. We've had a lot of issues with the border and then the economy. Seeing the lacks of support from the federal government has really impacted the community, and they're looking and leaning towards the Republican Party a little bit more.
For really all voters in the border region, border security and immigration is a big issue. But the way that Democrats want to tackle it is by having a more humane system of immigration. They are also concerned sort of about the strain on local government resources, but they want help from the federal government to aid the migrants, not so much try to push them away.
This city, this area, this kills. You know, we've had 109 people die in just this section, this Border Patrol reporting area. How would you want to be treated if you no longer had a home, if you couldn't survive where you're living right now?
People are just trying to escape. I can't say I blame them because I do believe that we do have a better situation.
On other issues, however, Democrats are focused on like healthcare, gun safety measures, on social safety net issues like Social Security. And one particular issue that was big was the Uvalde shooting in May.
I got a sister of mine, a few family members that are teachers. Like, I worry about my family, not just my family, but other people involved in the schools, districts. There's a right to gun laws and stuff. There's a right to carry them. But there has to be a limit on what kind of guns. It's already getting closer to my city, my hometown, and I'm worried about it.
Republicans obviously want to make big gains. They've really focused on South Texas, but I think border regions apply everywhere, like up and down the border. And individual groups have targeted local offices.
Every day we're seeing people that, supported Democrats that are switching over to the Republican Party, and they have told us, we intend to vote for you. We're gaining support, we're gaining traction.
We're going to have a heavy Republican turnout, simply based upon the immigration issue and President Trump making as much noise as he has. I think our chances are very good. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
But Democrats, for their own part, are very adamant about defending these territories, which they've been dominant in for so long. So their strategy is to remind people, hey, this is why you guys voted for us. We are the party that supports Social Security. We are the party that supports education, health care, gun safety measures. And they're trying to make that pitch to their voters, get them animated, get them enthusiastic about going into November.
If we repeat the energy that we had in 2020, we can definitely be able to take more seats.
When we fight, we win, and I'm not giving up without a fight.
The Republican Party was almost non-existent in a lot of these areas. So when they say we've grown by 100%, 200%, 300%, they used to have a couple hundred voters voting in the GOP primary, and now they got a couple thousand. And so I think in November, we'll really find out if Republicans have really made those inroads with border and Hispanic voters, or if Democrats are still the party that's dominant in those areas.